So the next step we're actually going to do is put the stone in. We're actually going to put a 2-inch depth of stone all the way along there, making sure that the angle stays the same so the water still continues to drain. On top of that stone, we'll put the pipe. To do this, simply all you have to do, cut the bag open and then pour it in. This is not 2 inches of depth. This is about 4 or 5. So we're just going to spread it around. You can use the shovel for this in order to get that 2-inch depth going on. The stone is actually called drain field stone, so it's pretty easy to find at your local hardware store. I've actually got about a 3-inch depth here, so I'm going to keep pushing the rock down further in order to keep that continuous slope that we were talking about. Now we actually have 2 inches of stone all the way down the hole, and we're almost ready to put our pipe in. But before we do that, we want to actually do one more check and take our level and just make sure that the grade stays consistent all the way down so we don't get any of that problems. Before you can get away with some not perfect leveling, but now you actually have to make sure that that grade stays the same all the way through. If it isn't, what you want to do is actually just push the stone up or back or in the way or out of the way in order to make sure that that leveling stays the same. So all I'm doing is just reaching down into the hole here and just leveling my rock, and then I'm going to put my level there and just make sure that it's at a slope. And right now I am sitting at perfectly even. So we want to push some of that rock away or some of the rock up in order to make sure that I get that nice slope that we're looking for. And we have it there. So next I just move it down a little bit and check the same thing. Make sure I've got that level consistent. What I have found is if I use a brick on the bottom here to check and put the level on top of the brick, it does a little bit better job checking the grade than just doing the stones. And the level on top of the stone. This is a delicate balance. You don't want too much stone in there because you need the grade. You don't want too little stone in there because you need the base. So if you're really off, you're going to have to re-level the entire hole. Luckily in this case, it looks like we just put a little too much stone in on the end here. And we're just leveling it out now. And now we actually have the hole leveled out at the same grade all the way down to the end, so the water should flow from one side to the other with no stopping. The next thing we're actually going to do is install the pipe. And of this project so far, this is the easiest thing as long as you have actually done your job correctly. We're going to take the pipe and we're just going to lay it in the hole, and then we're just going to make sure it goes all the way down. It is flexible, so you have to, if you do have to go underneath some of those clips, you're fine. Now as you can see, now the pipe is in the hole. It's got the slits. If you're using a hard PVC pipe, make sure the holes are on the bottom. It seems funny, but the whole idea is that it floods and then it gets into the hole and then the pipe moves it along. So, and drops it when it can. In this case, this pipe has holes all the way around, so you just set it into the hole and be done with it. Now we do have the pipe placed exactly where we want it now. We're just going to start filling it in with stone. Again, we're going to start in the center underneath the path because we know exactly where the top should be there, and then we'll work out to the sides. And the best way to do that again is use level. So we'll get it filled up and then we'll check with the level to make sure that the entire thing is level, and we'll have our 12 inches that we need. The pipe itself is about 4.5, 5 inches when you take in all the ridges and everything. About 2 inches of stone underneath, so just pour the stone in as needed.